Let me see you, Doodle Brown. Okay, today's message is homage to Uncle Luke. Don't stop. Get it. Get it. Welcome to the Mad Painter Show. You know, I had to start this one off a smidge bit different. Let me make sure this is on because last time I was just talking and recording. All right, it blinked. My bad. I ain't trying to waste y'all time, but that's not what we about. Our time is precious. It is more valuable than money because you can't get time back. All right, so let's get this going. So in the Don't Stop, Get It, we are talking about how to go about tapping into that unlimited potential. Okay, so I'm trying to skim down and see where I was at. Okay, I got it. So what is your vision? What does your best self look like? Have you been thinking about that? Okay, so I realized in the process of working on my best self every single day, boy, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's some hard work. And it can be very tiring. But at the same time, what I've paid attention to is that I'm able to do more work than I did yesterday than I had when I originally started this. And I mean, it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, now I have my days. I have my days, honey, where it's like, you gonna sit your butt down when you get in. But I also have my days when it's like, you know what time it is? It's time for you to get that butt up. I don't care what time it is. It's time to wake up and get started on this business. So, I mean, you have your times. You'll see for yourself. Okay, so let me go ahead and get to explaining this. Okay, I know you all have heard the saying, anything that you put your mind to, I'm sorry, I just got an outbreak message. Anything that you put your mind to, that you can achieve it. So I've been contemplating that on some time, and it just did a voila type moment. So we've been talking about focus, right? And being your best self, because all of this depends on what you're putting your focus to. And so that is when you are putting your mind to something. Have you ever been in that position where you've like made your mind up and seen the results of you making up your mind? Whether that have been something positive that you made your mind up on or something negative, but stuff happened when you made your mind up, right? And 9 times, now that I'm telling you about this, 9 times out of 10, when you made your mind up about this thing, it was a strong desire, a strong emotional something, like I just said, desire, that goes along with that. And it's like, oh, yeah, this what we own. And I mean, and now it's just clearly coming to me, y'all, because I'm doing this too. And because I see it. So it's like when you have that, oh, yeah. When you got that and your body is like that, that is everything within you in full agreement with what we're on. It's like, this is what we own. All right, cool. We targeted on that. That's what we own. We after that. Like you know where I was going with that character. So anywho, we was on a mission. We was on a mission and we was about to go hit that third target because this is what our mind is on and this is what we made up. Know what I'm saying? Anywho, so I wanted to, when we're focusing on something, I wanted to use this in reference. I'm seeing how to word this. Remember when I used that running example? Okay, so there's this woman that's at Chicago State University. I don't know if she's still there, but at the time she was there. And she was like doing some Olympian type stuff. And I believe I mentioned this before in a previous video, but she said something along the lines of, yeah, when you're running, you'll have these, you'll get tired and you'll realize you'll have these first wins, second win, third wins. And at first it was like, quit playing. But then when I had to run a long distance, it was like, oh, this is what she talking about. Okay. So And that part too also helps me realize that sometimes when we receive information, it may not be for right then and there. But if you just hold on to that little nugget, it's so precious. It's so precious. So I'm gonna use this running example to give you a clearer picture on how we're going about tapping into this unlimited potential. Okay, because that I feel like the running is like the perfect example of how we're going about tapping into that, and my runners would know. So here it is. We're running. Let's just say we're running around the block, and when you're running, you get tired. So this is where that first win or that second, because what we're looking at here are these other wins. This is this extra energy, this extra breath. And that breath is what gives us life, because if we're out of breath, we're going to want to stop, right? Right. Okay, so imagine yourself running and you're seeing yourself getting out of breath. So the first thing here is to pace yourself. And in comparing this with running, so here you have this vision, you have this idea of what this is that you want to be, things that you want to accomplish, but it seems so far away, it seems so hard. But like as I said earlier, anything that we put our mind to, we can accomplish. And it's about focusing on this thing. But now it's not just about focusing on it, but taking our time and getting there step by step. So you have to find out what your pace is. I'm doing this because I'm keeping us in mind that we're running, right? So you have to find out what your pace is. You get your pace going. Another thing, because I got my headphones on and it got me thinking, honey, if you know you some music, now keep in mind, we are going for a long distance. This isn't a sprint. So you don't want that super energetic music. And by the time we hit 2 blocks, we're about to fall the F out, because that's not what this is about. We grown here. I can say F. So it's like you want to get you some music that's going to keep your energy going. It's going to keep you at a certain pace. I was listening to a couple of songs and I realized there was a particular song that had the beat going where it was and I was able to go at such a pace that I didn't feel like I would tire quickly. And I could see I can kind of go the distance with that, because that's what this is about. This is about going a distance. So when you realize that you're getting a little bit tired, you getting a little bit out of breath, you keep pushing. Now you keep that pace, because the fight is not to run faster. The fight is to continue running. So when you're continuing running, I'm looking at this stuff that I wrote down because I didn't want to forget. So when you're while you're running, you want to keep your mind focused. So when I was running a long distance, I realized I would either keep my mind focused on the ground or something ahead of me. And sometimes when you're looking ahead of you and you're keeping your eye like this way, and I mean, I'm meaning this as far as running, because we're also thinking about while we're on our mission. But in keeping in mind while we're running, sometimes you're looking at it and it seems so far, and your mind will get to going into places and oh, it doesn't feel like I'm gonna make it. It does. So because we're also considering our breathing and keeping our pace, because this is about catching them wins. About keep going. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So in this, a lot of times there can be anger and there can be anxiety. Both of these feelings, and I don't want to leave out like super excited, because immediately I went back to the music. You know, you want to keep in mind something. You want to be listening to something that is going to keep you at a steady pace, not something that feels like you have to rush to get there, because it's not a sprint. So it's being uber excited, anxious, anger. These will change your breathing. This can make you want to give up faster, because once this shifts your breathing, and you doing that, it makes you want to stop. And then when you're thinking about how you're breathing, and when it gets you to the point I'm breathing too hard, I have to stop, I have to catch my breath, I have to know. This is why you get back to your pace. If you're listening to something that's keeping you at a steady pace, it'll help you bring back your focus into perspective. And so this is going to continue to help with your breathing, because we want to continue to be calm no matter what our moves are, because the whole thing is getting to the end, to getting to the finish line. And once we are accomplishing these different goals, there are going to be multiple finish lines, but we have this finish line to accomplish first before we get to these other finish lines, and these aren't sprint finish lines. So the second part, once you're remaining calm, and you're going to realize, if you're keeping at a steady pace, you're remaining calm, you're keeping your breathing at a steady flow. Forgive me if you hear the noise in the background. But if you're keeping your breathing at a steady flow, right when it's just going to click in, and you're going to get that extra breath. It's going to be like, oh, Schnizzle, I can run a little bit longer. So use that. We're still staying at a steady pace, because this is not a sprint. So once you realize you get that second win, now we're going right back to this all over again. Because now that you have this extra energy, you are using this extra energy every single day to do more and to push yourself further than what you did the first time. So this experience with this first time, and you coming to that point where you're getting tired, and it's like, see, the difference with this is that we're in us running, because if we were actually running, we're focused on the finish line. But in this being an everyday thing, in a marathon in which we are doing, you have to pay attention to your body and know the difference when it's time for you to take a break and time to relax and rest. Know the difference between rest time and being lazy. There is a difference. So that's the reason in why you want to be in the mindset of pushing yourself past the limits. Because once you get into the habit of pushing yourself past the limits and hitting that first win, that second win, that third win, because what's going to happen is that you're going to get that energy, then it's going to slow down and you'll start to get tired. And you need that reminder to keep you focused on where you are, because it's not about giving up. It's about keep going. And because you'll have that little spurt of tiredness, then bam, it'll come right back in. It'll come right back in and you're back going. And so the thing is to keep that going. Once you keep that going, you will start to see you are doing more and more every day. You are starting to see that you are getting closer and closer to where it is that you are working to get. You will start to see that you are hitting those goals. You are getting to where, and this is part of strategy. We must have strategy in what it is that we're doing. So this is part of pacing ourselves. And forgive me, because I totally skipped over that part. When we're going about pacing ourselves, I suggest that you listen to Earl Nightingale or Napoleon Hill. These men discuss how to go about. If you have the time to listen to it. If not, I'm learning, and this is why I'm sharing this information with you, because we're learning together. But these men are going about different ways of strategizing to accomplishing your goals in which you're looking to accomplish. But there is a work that needs to be put in with that, and you are showing your willingness to do more. Let me reword that. You're showing your willingness to be more, do more, and to have more, because we have to be willing to put in the work and the effort. Faith without works is dead. So the things that we're learning about us, the things that we're learning about the systems of the world as far as the earth, and learning how these things play such a heavy role in give and receive and give and receive. It's such a beautiful thing, and we have so much to offer to the world. So now it's time to giving into ourselves and tapping into that unlimited potential so that we'll have an outpour and have more to give unto others when it's time to give unto that time unto giving. Because, hey, I totally forgot because I never know what the heck the date is, but we are in the season of giving. And I'm just here to give you a little bit of love today. Make it great, guys. Every day. I think in my last video, I was talking about thankfulness. So I thank you guys for listening to me. You guys, gals. I thank you all for listening to me. And be thankful. Be thankful. Be thankful for what you have, for the things that you had, and even for the things that we may have lost, because there is a reason for everything. And there is a feelingness in this thing. Guys, we gotta, there is so much in this. I mean, I can only tell you so much, but I'm telling you about these things because I want you to experience it for yourself. It is an amazing thing, an amazing thing. You'll be filled with joy, I promise you. Have a great day. Love you guys.